The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Arctic Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up for Arctic Fantasy with the promo code MLBSGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Thursday evening, July 3rd, around 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Here to break down the July 4th games taking place tomorrow. I'm your host of Scott and joined by Lonte Smith. Together, we're going to break down the games for Friday. Lonte, how's it going with you? Not too much baseball action. We had a couple of games, nothing too extreme. Rockies won a game. Congratulations. But besides that, saw the Marlins win 4-1. Any overall thoughts for the last day or so? How's it going?
Yeah, man, crazy Yankees-Toronto game last night. That was really crazy. Yankees stormed back only to lose in heartbreaking fashion, as only the Yankees can do. But outside of that, man, it's been pretty good. Pittsburgh staying hot, Miami staying hot. So a lot of hot teams in the MLB, some good action going forward into the weekend. So I'm looking forward to it. Got the Subway Series.
Yep, got a Subway Series, even though both teams are not playing well. The Mets did win yesterday, so that's a step in the right direction, I guess. But I should say they split the doubleheader, which is still better than nothing. But the Yankees have been struggling, no longer in sole possession of first place. I believe they are tied with Toronto and only half a game ahead of Tampa. So the Yankees keep struggling. We'll see what happens in the Friday game. Before we get into any of the actual games on the slate, a reminder that you can check out the podcast for the network, regardless of show. You can find the MLB show, the NBA show, WNBA show, tennis show, etc., all on the SGPN feed on Spotify or Apple. Also, check out the app, the SGPN app, free to download for all the picks and podcasts from the network in one easy location. So once again, all free. Check out the podcast, listen to them for everything on the network for free by going to the SGPN feed, subscribing, wherever you do get your podcast. Moving on, though, to the actual games on the card for July 4th, starting off with a morning game, actually. 11 a.m., you have the Red Sox taking on the Nationals. You have Giolito against Soroka. For the money line here, Boston on the road, minus 120. The Nationals are about even money, and the over-under is set at 8.5. Both pitchers not very good. Giolito has an ERA below 4 now, though. He has been a lot better on the road, 2.15 ERA. Been good lately, though. He has allowed only 2 earned in his last 4 starts combined. Problem is Boston really can't hit, and that has been an issue for the last couple weeks. Soroka, though, 4.7 ERA. Better at home, though, 3.91 ERA. Been good lately, though. He allowed 1 run on 2 hits in his last start, but the Nationals have lost 4 straight starts that he's made. I'll ask you, for starters, do you think Boston should be favored in this game?
I do, man. I do think Boston should be favored. Washington is, feisty, but, I mean, Giolito's been in good form, 4 straight quality starts, 2 earned, allowed in that span. So he's been really good on the road, 2 earned or less in 4 straight. Like I said, Washington is just kind of like above water, 500. I prefer Giolito over Soroka. He's got a low hit rate, though, so that will be something that is kind of, I guess, telling for what we're going to see from the Boston offense. But I do think both teams can be able to score here. I do love the over. That's probably my favorite play. Washington's over in 8 of the last 10. They've allowed 6+ runs in five times in the last 10 games. The bullpen's still an issue. And Boston's over in 6 of the last 10. They're hitting about 275 last 10, 5.5 runs per 9. So I do think we see runs. I think the price is about right. I would only take Boston. A little buy low spot for Boston.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Boston as well. Even though I'm not the biggest Giolito guy, he has been better than Soroka. And the fact is he has been in great form for the last month. So I'll go with Giolito as well for this game at a pretty cheap price. Moving on to the next game, matchup between the Reds and the Phillies. For this one, you have a matchup between Abbott and Luzardo. Phillies minus 160, Reds are plus 135. The over-under in this game is set at 8.5. First glance, 8.5 feels pretty high. I know Luzardo was off to a great start this season. Then he kind of struggled, but he has been better lately. He has allowed less than 3 runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. He's allowed 2 earned in his last 2 starts combined. As for Abbott, he's been great. 7-1, 1.79 ERA. Phillies offense, though, woke up again because they got Harper back. They were able to win 3. They won 2 out of 3 against the Padres, but the offense has still been fine. They did score less than 6 runs in going through the actual numbers here. 5 of their last 5. They scored less than 6 runs. So they've been better offensively, but still not dominant per se. The thing is, I think Abbott's solid. I think Luzardo should be fine too. I like the under. I think 8.5 feels too high.
Yep, completely agree with you on the under. And you know what? I thought the price was a little bit too high. I mean, both pitchers really good. I mean, I think Abbott's been really good. I mean, 1 combined run in his last 4 road starts, 1 earned run or fewer in 12 of his 14 starts. So he's been probably a better of the two. The thing that I really don't like is Cincinnati is struggle. They struggle mightily against lefties. I think they're like under 220 versus lefties. And you talked about the Philly offense. Like they won back-to-back series versus Atlanta and San Diego after being swept by Houston. So that was a good indicator of how they're trending up. They were taking advantage of a little bit of a lesser schedule early on, but Bryce is back, like you mentioned. Offense has been quite hit or miss, but I think that has to do with fluctuating the lineups. They hit lefties well, contrast to what Cincinnati does. So I'm going to take Abbott first 5, but I do like the under. I think both pitchers can be able to go well. Cincinnati's under in 7 of their last 10. Philly's under in 8 of their last 10. So I think we see somewhat of a pitcher's duel, maybe like a 3-2 type of game. But I'm willing to take a chance on the first 5 with Abbott.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It does feel a bit high at 160. I get it, but I think I'd rather go with the under instead. I'll back both pitchers to do their part for this game. Yep. Moving on to the Cardinals taking on the Cubs. You have Mikolas against Rhea. You have Cubs minus 155. You have the Cardinals at plus 130. Over-under in this game is set at 10.5. So since it is in Wrigley with a wind of, or I should say a total of 10.5, I imagine the wind should be pretty heavy blowing out for this game, which could be problematic as both pitchers pitch to contact. You might see a decent amount of, once again, home runs in this matchup. Wind is blowing out from, I'd say, right to left at about 8 miles per hour. So not dead center where it's going to impact everything, but for the righty hitter, it should be a pretty solid home run day. For this matchup, though, look, the Cubs are the better team. Do I want to lay 155 with Rhea? Not really, but I don't know if I have a choice. I mean, Rhea's been fine. He has given up less than 3 earned in 2 of the last 3. Got shelled against the Mariners. That was a crazy win game there, so that can be excused. As for Mikolas, we know this season he's been up and down. Basically the same home and road. Was not good last start. 4 innings, 6 runs against the Guardians. I might actually go over in this game.
Yeah.
I don't feel great about it, but you have 2 contact pitchers with the wind blowing out in Wrigley. I can see runs here. I'll go over, but I'm probably going to pass on the game entirely. Yeah,
I like the over. I'll be betting the over. I mean, you talked about it with the contact of both these pitchers, and if you look at Rhea, 15 earned runs in his last 3 home starts. He's not striking guys out. He's got 4 Ks or less in 5 of his last 6. Contrast that to Mikolas. He was up and down in June after being really good for like 2 months. His hit rate is sky high. If you just look at just from the last 3 months, he's got 34 hits in June, 23 hits in May, 25 hits in April. So you can tell that his hit rate is kind of fluctuating month by month. He's not been good on the road lately, especially compared to early in the year. So I think Chicago's offense obviously could take advantage of that. And, I mean, St. Louis offense, they've been pretty good. They're scoreless in the last 27 innings.
They've been scoring the entire Pirates series.
Yeah, and coming off of scoring 21 in the series prior. So, I mean, just a contrast of styles there. They actually split a 4-game set with St. Louis. St. Louis did with them back in, I think, last week, if I'm not mistaken. And 2 of those games did go over. One of the unders, Chicago scored 8 runs and got nothing from St. Louis. So I think that's kind of an outlier performance. So I like the over here. Both teams have hitting the ball well. The pitchers, you talked about the contact rate. Chicago is over in 6 of the last 10. 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two have went over. So I think it's a good. I think it's a good price to go over this number. I think Chicago is a good parlay piece. Probably don't want to lay 155 with Rhea, but I think that's a good parlay piece for another, 160 to 165 type of favorite.
Yeah, I think I agree with you for this matchup. Moving on to the Subway Series, you have the Yankees taking on the Mets. Both teams not playing well, but the Mets did win a game yesterday. The Yankees came all the way back just to lose anyway. You have Stroman, though, pitching against we don't know for the Mets. As for the actual money line, we have the Mets, who are right now slight favorites, minus 112. I see rumors it might be Blackburn tomorrow. I'm not sure if that's actually accurate or not. ESPN has nobody listed right now, but I think it would. No, he's actually on the injured list. So
I saw Blackburn.
He's not going to be. Too. Yeah, Blackburn's on the injured list, so we'll see who ends up starting instead. I have no idea. So keep that in mind. Stroman, though, has been really bad this season. However, he did end up being called up from injury last week, and he was actually pretty good. 5 innings, 1 run against the A's. So we'll see if he can look sharp once again. For the over-under in this game, I see the total being set at about 9. We don't know who's pitching for the Mets, and Stroman was really bad in the minors, had a random good start against the A's. Do you think he pitches well again? Do you think the over's the move? What do you like in this game?
Yeah, I love the over. I handicapped Blackburn as well, so that's kind of odd. It had him on the board earlier this morning, so that's kind of weird. But, I mean, despite that, I still think that both offenses will be able to hit the ball. I mean, the Yankees 4-6 in the last 10, 3 straight losses. They've allowed 28 runs in that stretch. The bullpen has been horrible, ERA of over 6 in the last 10. And if you go over to the Mets side, I mean, their pitching has been a disaster over the last 10 as well. The ERA for all pitchers have been above 6. They've allowed 7+ runs in 4 of the last 5. They're not hitting the ball well, but again, I think they'll raise up their level here. And Showman's not got a lot of swing and miss stuff. He's only got 1 K in back-to-back starts. So he looked good against the A's. The A's are a competent offense, but I think we can all agree that the Mets offense is better. So I think we see some runs here. Hard to take a side without knowing who the Mets pitcher is, but over would be probably my favorite play of this game. The Mets are over in 7 of the last 10, so I think it's don't broke, don't fix it. I'll be on the overall series long for this.
Yeah, I think I'd back the Mets anyway. I think that the Yankees offensively have been very up and down. They finally broke through yesterday, still lost the game. They can't close games. They can't field. They're not really a good base running team either. Very flawed. It's not a fluke that this team's division lead has evaporated in the last month or so. I'll go Mets in this game, and we'll go from there. Moving on to the next game, you have the Rays taking on the Twins. For this game, you have Littell against Paddock. Twins -115, Rays are -105. The over-under in this game is set at about 9.5 or 10. I'll go with the Rays in this one. Simply put, even though Minnesota's above 500 at home, I don't think they're a good baseball team. Littell's allowed a total of 2 runs in his last 2 starts combined. He's been solid. Paddock had a good start to the season. He's quickly fallen off a cliff. Last couple starts, he's allowed a total of 19 earned runs in his last 4 starts. It has been quite ugly. Tampa's a better team. They have a better pitcher right now. I think it's a good price. Give me Tampa money line.
What was the number that you called up?
I saw -105.
Oh, okay. So somebody bid it down. It was like +110 earlier. I grabbed the +110 when I saw that open. I thought that was ridiculous. I mean, Tampa's, man, I
see even money if you want to shop around.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, anything with a plus sign beside it, I think you have to. Tampa took 2 of 3 in the May series when they were not playing as well as they are now. They have cooled off a bit. They're about 500 in the last 10, but they've won 4 of the last 6 on the road. They're still hitting the cover off the ball, about 280 the last 10. Littell, 70 pitches, 1 earned run, 6 1/3 in the May start versus Minnesota. So he's been pretty steady all year. He has had some home run issues, 13 in his last 9, but he's decent on the road. I mean, I don't really trust Minnesota. I mean, 2 combined in the last 3. I think you brought that up. They're hitting 224 the last 10. Don't trust Paddock. A lot of contact allowed. If you mix in those numbers that I just talked about with the Tampa offense, I mean, I don't think that you can bet. I mean, I think it's too much value on Tampa here. Better team, better pitcher. Minnesota's lost 10 of their last 14 at home. I think this is a good spot for Tampa to get right. So I like Tampa at +1. Anything with a plus sign beside it, I think you got to take Tampa.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on to the next game, a match between the Pirates and the Mariners. You have Castillo against Falter. For the actual lines in this game, I don't see anything because there's a chance that Castillo doesn't go, and it's actually Wu. I know Wu was allegedly supposed to go today. They got Evans going today, so maybe Wu's going to go tomorrow. But either way, we have no lines. So I'll ask you, Pittsburgh has been in better form lately. Fluky, or have they turned a corner?
I think a little bit of both. You got to give the interim manager a lot of credit, man. He got them playing a lot better. Maybe it's a little bit of both, but they've been playing well. A lot of their success has come at home, though, and that's something that I was looking to fade in this specific series. I'm looking to bet on Seattle this entire series. They've won. So basically, they've won 8 of the last 10. Pittsburgh, that is. The offense has been picked up. It's been consistent. They've scored 5+ runs in 7 of their last 10. They went 7-0 when they scored those 5 runs. A lot of that success just has been at home. 6 of those wins were at home. If you look at their last 28 road games, they're 7-21. So I think Seattle's going to be playing well at home. This is a good spot for Seattle. 6-4 of the last 10. They hit righties pretty well. So I'm going to look to take Seattle at home regardless of who's pitching. price dependent, of course. But I'll be looking to take Seattle in the series for a decent amount.
Yeah, I want to see what the price opens up at.
Yeah, that's
and I'll
what I
go
mean.
from there. But Pittsburgh's been good. I'll give them props to it. The pitching's been great, so I'll see if they can keep that rolling in this game. I don't mind the under. Looking at the actual matchup, whether it is Wu or Castillo, I'd prefer Wu. I'm pretty out on Castillo, but Falter's been fine. I think it could be a low-scoring game. I'll go with the under, assuming the line is not too low. Before we get into the remainder of the card for Friday, I'm brought to you by Circa, because they're still hosting the Circa Millions and Circa Survivor contest. If you think you know ball, you can prove it. You can enter the football contest with $21 million in guaranteed prizes. No rake. If the entries go above the guarantee, all extra money will go to the prize pool. Circa Million, you pick 5 teams ATS each week, or go for the ultimate sweat with Circa Survivor. Also, you can enter the Circa Grandissimo for a $100,000 entry fee Survivor contest. You must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada. Great excuse to go. Sign up in Vegas and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use the code SGP to get a $50 off your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by MyBookie, because they're available in a ton of locations. Use them to bet on baseball, WNBA, golf, tennis, of course, football futures. Also use it with crypto to get fast payouts and easy deposits. When you sign up, though, use the code SGPN to get a 100% match up to 1K. Terms and conditions. MyBookie, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. With the first couple games on the card for July 4th, time to move on into the next game. Moving on to the matchup between the Rangers and the Padres. For this game, you have Rocker against Vasquez. You have Padres minus 120. Rangers are even money, and the over-under in this game is set at about 8.5. Juice, though, to the over. Rocker has been quite bad this season. His numbers suggest that he has been getting shelled a lot, as he has a 6.13 ERA. But a lot of those bad numbers were very front-loaded because he's been good lately. The last 3 starts, he has gone 16 and a third innings pitched, and he has allowed 16 and a third innings pitched, allowed 4 earned runs during that span. He's been good. Now, Vasquez has been fine. I feel like he's been pretty underrated this season. 3.84 ERA. He has been getting worse, though. Last 3 starts, he has allowed 9 earned, so he has been struggling a bit lately. Rocker, though, has been good. You're looking at what could be a low-scoring game because Texas can't hit. I like the under in the game. I think 8.5 juiced to the over feels very, very generous towards the under, especially in Petco. Give me the under in this game. I think Vasquez can go okay against a pretty bad offense at home. I think Rocker could go okay as well. But I see the total at, once again, 8.5, and I can get the under at even money. I see plus 102 on DraftKings. Give me the under 8.5.
What do you got for us for the number? Is San Diego favorite still?
San Diego, I see minus 116 as the shortest number. Okay, I see Texas at around even money.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I like San Diego here. I know that Rocker's been a little bit better, and you went over those numbers. And the offense of Texas has actually been really good over the last handful of games. They scored 6+ runs and 6 of the last 8. Now, is that's not what they are. I think they're somewhere in the middle. I don't think they're as bad as what they showed early on in the season. I don't think they're this good. Somewhere in the middle. And I think Vasquez is the better pitcher. He's had some length issues in June, but he's been pretty steady. We're getting a better pitcher at home. I know San Diego's offense has kind of been up and down, but they played Philadelphia and Cincinnati fairly even. They just can't hit the ball. And I think they hit the ball better at home. Rocker's allowed 5+ runs in 3 of his last 5 on the road. So I think he struggles here, and I think San Diego can get a win. I think San Diego's a little bit too short. I would make this about 125-ish. So I think we're getting a better pitcher, better at home, better team right now. So I'm going to take San Diego.
Yeah, I think for this game, I'll go San Diego as well, just not trusting Texas on the road, but I think I prefer the under in this game. Moving on to the Angels taking on the Blue Jays. For this game, you have Hendricks against Lauer. For the lines in this game, I see nothing. So we have no lines here. We're assuming Toronto will be a decent favorite because the Angels are not as good as Toronto, and Toronto's been in good form. They're tied for first place. Now, they're also 28-16 at home. Angels are 1 under overall and 1 under on the road. Good for them hanging in there. Lauer, though, has been good. 4-1, 2.6 ERA. As for Hendricks, 5-6, 4.66 ERA. Been worse on the road, 5.44 ERA. Been better lately, but Toronto at home has been quite dangerous, and I do think they're going to end up torching him in this game. Give me Toronto minus 1.5.
I like over. All 3 matchups this year went over. If you go by totals around like if you average out the totals, it's about 8.5. I think one was 8.5, one was 9.5, the other was 9. In those games, 13, 9, and 11. So So both teams over in 7 of the last 10. Toronto's been really good at home. You talked about it. They're hitting about 270 in their last 10. Hendricks, he's been pretty good, 3 or less in 4 straight. He pitched really well versus Houston and the Yankees, and that was, pretty good. The Angels, we talked about them. I think we talked about them a couple of times where they go on these streaks where they hit the ball really well, and then they go on these streaks where they can't hit anything. And right now, they're on one of those good streaks. They're hitting about 260, 6.2 runs per 9. So I think that they can go well here. They did take 2 of 3 at home against Toronto in May, but Toronto's a different team right now. So I'm probably going to look at something like Angels first 5, but I like the over. I think the number, if it's around like 8.5, 9, I think that's a little bit too short.
Yeah, I can get behind that too. Moving on to the next game, going to look at the Tigers taking on the Guardians. For this one, you have undecided against Ciccone, so I don't see any lines because we don't know who's pitching. For Detroit, I don't have much to add here. I think Detroit's the better team. Ciccone, though, has been better recently, and you're looking at his numbers. He has allowed he was not great last start against the Cardinals, but the last month, 26 and 2/3 innings, a 2.7 ERA. I don't have much detail because I don't know who's pitching for Detroit, but under question mark because I don't really like Cleveland's offense, but I'll go under in the game.
Yeah, I like the under as well. You know what? I wanted to back Detroit here, but Cleveland's had their number recently. They've won 7 out of the last 10. They're 3-1 in the series this year in May. That was in Detroit. But I just can't trust them right now. I mean, 2 runs or fewer in 4 of the last 6 games. Their pitching has been just not good. Hitting hasn't been good. So I would look at first 5 and full game under. Don't really know if I can trust them at home, but I may look their way if they got a nice plus price bomb. But that's just it's going to have to be like plus. I'm gonna have to get like plus 130, 140-ish to get there.
I'm not sure if we're going to even get that because I do think Ciccone will be better than whoever Detroit uses for this game. Cleveland has not been great, but they can pitch, so it's kind of why I'm going with the under for this. But
I like the under.
It's not really a strong opinion until I know what the lines are.
But I like the under.
Yeah. Moving on to Milwaukee as they take on Miami. For this game, you have Priester against Alcantara. For the lines in this game, I see Milwaukee being favored -120. I see Alcantara at about plus 102, give or take. For the over-under, I see 8 or 8.5. I like Milwaukee in this game. Alcantara had a decent run for about, 2-3 starts. Has not been going well recently. I got shelled by Arizona last start, 6 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs. I think Milwaukee's the better team. They've been playing better recently. They can move the lineup because they have a lot of depth in the lineup. Not a lot of power, but they can definitely get guys on base. And Alcantara still is not great at holding runners, so I can see them running a lot in this game. Give Milwaukee, I think -120. I understand Miami has been in better form lately, but I think Milwaukee's the better team. Give me the better team at a pretty cheap price.
Completely agree. I think Milwaukee is a little short here. Alcantara, he was having a good June. He just got blasted by Arizona. You routed off the numbers. He has been better at home lately, 3 or less in 3 straight games at home. Miami's offense has been on fire. They average almost 7 runs in 8 of their last 10. And, they won 8 of their last 10 as well. But, Milwaukee's offense traveled. They got one of the best road offenses in the league. They're hitting about 290 the last 10, 6.4 runs per 9. Priester's he was dominant in June, 1.98 ERA, 2 or less in 4 of his last 5 on the road. I just think Milwaukee is too good. I like them because they don't rely on a lot of home runs. They can beat you in multiple ways. And if they have the home run ball, then they just have it. That's just added fire to the fuel to the fire. But I like Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee is a little bit short here. I would make this about 140 to be honest with you. But I understand it with how well that Miami is playing right now. But again, I just think this is a little bit too cheap for one of the best road offenses in the league.
I understand it too, but Alcantara's not been good all season. So I'm not going to react to the current win streak and ignore his pitching in this game for Miami because we saw Alcantara piece it together for, as you said, maybe a couple weeks or a month. But he got shelled by Arizona. We know he's been shelled a lot this season, and Milwaukee can frustrate him. So I think that's going to be a problem for the matchup. So give Milwaukee in that one. Moving on to the Orioles taking on the Braves, 2 teams who have had seasons to forget up to this point. You have Morton against Strider. Braves are -175, Orioles are plus 145, and the over-under in this game is set at around, I see 9 for this game. So Strider's been better lately. His record's not great. His ERA's fine, though, 3.86. Last couple starts, though, he's been solid. He has allowed 6 earned in his last 4 starts combined. He's faced off against good teams as well, Mets twice and the Phillies, so good competition. The one weak spot he faced in the actual schedule was the Rockies. 6 innings, no runs, 13 strikeouts, so he's been pitching well lately. Morton's been okay, but I'm still not a fan. Atlanta -1.5, but I'm not happy about it. Maybe Atlanta first 5 -0.5 a run, but I'd rather have Strider over Morton, even though I can't stand either team.
Yeah, Morton's been good as of lately, man. 4-1 the last 5 appearances, 2.88 ERA. Atlanta, man, I
not good.
I can't figure them out. I have under with a question mark written down. I don't really trust their offense. They're 2-3 in their current homestand. They've just been inconsistent. They scored 1 run or fewer in 4 of the last 6. The starting pitching has been horrible. 5.61 ERA in his last 10. Bullpen has been excellent though. The starting pitching has to be better. Maybe a first 5 under is what I was looking at. So I maybe split a unit and go first 5 under and full game under. But I don't really have a ton of faith in Atlanta to lay the 1.5 or to bet them on the money line.
Yeah, I don't really feel great about it either. But we talk about every game, so I'm not going to bet this game because I don't want to put any money on the Braves. So.
Yeah, I might bet the under.
Maybe if you want to go for Strider, under earned runs, just back him by himself. I don't mind that. Ignore everything else in the game, but I think he'll pitch well in this matchup. Moving on to the White Sox against the Rockies. So you have a full tank pull for this game, or for the series. For this one, looking at the actual pitching matchup, I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be a good one because you have 2 teams involved who are not any good. But you have Hauser, who actually is very good, against Senzatella, who stinks. The White Sox -120. Rockies are even money off a win against Houston. For the over-under in this game, I do see the line being set at 11. I'll go with the White Sox here. Senzatella, we know, has been probably the worst pitcher in the league. A 6.69 ERA. Last start, 4 1/3, 5 runs against Milwaukee. He had a decent 2-start stretch. Besides that, though, it's been just a horror season for him. Hauser, though, has been very solid. He's a ground ball pitcher, so I do like that in Coors Field, and that actually translates well to his skill set. Give me the White Sox in this game.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the ground ball stuff because I like the under. I would probably parlay the White Sox with the under because I think that Hauser will go well enough to where they're able to not score a ton of runs or not be able to give up a ton of runs with the bullpen. But if he can go, 6 innings, I think he'll be fine here to go under. The White Sox offense has been really, really poor on the road. They're under 220. They're hitting under 210 the last 10 overall. I don't really trust Colorado's offense as well. So 2 bad teams, a really good pitcher and a really bad one. So I'm going to split it down the middle and take the under.
Yeah, I don't need an excuse to fade the Rockies or Senzatella. But if you want to hand me -120, I'm going to take it. I feel like Senzatella blindly the opponent should be -140 or higher because he's that bad of a pitcher.
I would lay 1.5 with the first 5, to be honest with you.
I don't mind that either, but Senzatella stinks, so I'll fade him in this matchup. Moving on to the Astros against the Dodgers. Now, for this one, you have McCullers against We Don't Know. Congrats to Kershaw for getting to strikeout number 3,000, but we don't actually know his pitching for the Dodgers in this game, so we'll go from there. I have lines, though. Dodgers, without knowing who's pitching, is -174. You have the Astros at +146. For the over-under, I see 9. Now, McCullers this season has had a pretty weird go of it because he's 1-3 with a 6.61 ERA. He was starting off the season decently. Then he got shelled his last 2 outings, 8 1/3 innings pitched, 12 runs, 4 home runs, and 8 walks. Not good. Now, we saw Muncy get hurt for the Dodgers, so that could be concerning. I'll ask you, though, for this game, because McCullers stinks, but we know he's pitching for the Dodgers. The run line for the pitcherless Dodgers in this game is plus money. You want to go for that approach. You can find that at +112. What do you like in this game? Because we know he's pitching on one side, and McCullers has been really bad on the other side.
Yeah, I'm going to just pass this one just because I want to bet the Dodgers, to be honest with you, because I think the Dodgers rise up and when they play quality competition, especially at home. They've been taking advantage of a weak schedule. They've won 8 of the last 10, and they haven't really got healthy yet. So I do think that they're kind of going to ramp up after the All-Star break when they get some of these guys back. But in this spot, I do like the Dodgers. I can't put my money on it because I don't know who's pitching, and that number could drastically drop if the wrong person is pitching. So I'm going to stay away, but I do. If I had to make a bet, it would be the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think I agree, but it's tricky when you're laying 170 and not knowing who's actually pitching. for the team in this game. So
exactly.
Maybe I'll go with McCullers' earned runs instead. I'll avoid the Dodgers pitching entirely. I'll fade McCullers and I'll pick him to get shelled. That might be my approach for this. So I don't mind McCullers maybe over 2.5 earned in this game. Assume that is the number.
Okay, that's fair.
It could be 3.5. I doubt it. So probably a juice 2.5. I'll take that approach for this game. Moving on to the matchup between the Royals and the Diamondbacks. This game, you have Bubic against Erod. For the lines in this game, we, by the way, do not have lines on the final 2 games of the card, so apologies there. But we have no lines on this game. Now, Bubic has been the better pitcher so far this season, 6-6, 2.25 ERA. Great on the road, 1.88 ERA on the road. He has allowed a total of 4 earned in his last 2 starts combined, but he gets no run support because he's on the Royals. So for this matchup, Erod's been horrible all season, a 5.13 ERA. He's been better at home slightly. He has been good lately, though. Last 3 starts, he's allowed 2 earned runs combined. To go even further, he's allowed less than 3 earned in 5 straight. Last 5 starts, 27 to 30 innings pitched, a 1.98 ERA. So he has turned it around a little bit. I like the under in this game. I'll actually back Erod. The Royals are the worst scoring offense in the league. They can't score. I think Bubic should go okay, and I think that you're going to see a lower scoring game. Total should be high because it's in Arizona, so you're not going to see a total of 8. Should probably be 8.5 or 9. I think it's too high. Give me the under in this game.
Yeah, I struggle with this one just because Arizona, the offense is the best part of their game.
Carroll got hurt.
They've scored 36. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. They've scored 36 runs in the last 6 games. They hit the ball pretty well, but their bullpen is horrible. And I know Kansas City can't hit the ball. 2 runs or less in 7 out of the last 10. So I was kind of conflicted here. I probably would take a shot on Kansas City in the first 5. It's just hard to trust that bullpen of Arizona. But again, I don't really trust the bats of Kansas City to take advantage. So you see how I'm split here. So I would probably just take Kansas City first 5. And I mean, I don't hate Erod. He's had a good June. 2 or less in every start this June, but like I said, I don't really. I'm kind of conflicted. I don't really trust Kansas City's offense, and I don't really trust Arizona's pitching. But something has to give. So
you can go Erod on the runs if you want to do that instead.
Yeah, that too. I probably just throw a dart and put it on Kansas City first 5, hoping we can get like a 1-2.
Right. Moving on to the last game. Once again, no lines. Giants against the A's. For this one, you have Verlander pitching for the Giants, and you also have Sears pitching for the A's. Not the best pitching matchup, but Sears was actually good against the Yankees last time out. 5 2/3, 2 hits, and no runs. So we'll see how he looks in this one. However, I will point out an ERA of 6.68 at home. Like Severino, I'm sure he hates the home ballpark. For Verlander, 0-5, no wins this entire season. 4.26 ERA, better on the road, though, 3.58 ERA. Good last start, though. 6 innings, 1 run against the White Sox, but the Giants have been really bad whenever he pitches. They've lost 3 straight that he's pitched in. And if you want to go back even further, they've actually lost 8 of the last 10 starts that Verlander has made. I don't know who's going to be favored in this game. I'm assuming Giants slightly, but I'll take the A's at home. Verlander has been really bad when it comes to striking people out this season. A lot of contact, not much distance. Sears was good last start. Maybe he'll struggle as well. Maybe the over's the move. But I see the A's having some value potentially on the money line in this game, assuming Verlander is priced as the arguably better pitcher than Sears. Give me the A's at home, but I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, I like the A's as well. They're home after a 3-series road trip. They placed pretty good teams. Detroit, the Yankees, and Tampa. They went 4-5, which is better than what some would expect. And they didn't even hit the ball well. And Verlander, he's still winless. Only pitcher with 10 starts with 0 wins. Like you said, you talked about him. San Francisco is just inconsistent, not in good form as of late. They swept 3 games. Swept the 3-game set in May. 2 of the 3 were competitive against the A's. So I think the A's might have their number. Sears has been okay. He's coming off 5 2/3 scoreless at the Yankees, which is really impressive. But the issue is, why I'm not stronger on it, he's not been sharp at home. 18 earned in his last 4 at home. So I trust the offense to kind of get there. So maybe I'm looking at an 8.
I think Verlander gets shelled personally.
If anything.
So.
Yeah, so I'm going, maybe a first 5.
Yeah, it could be an option. Verlander and Sears might get shelled together. So I don't mind an over in this game, but Verlander's lack of length could be concerning in this matchup. Maybe an under outs for this game because they might pull him if he gets into trouble. So we'll see. but I see a high-scoring game. It's going to wrap it up, though, for the actual slate for July 4th. Time to move on into the lock and dog picks. One of that reminder, they're brought to you by Rick Fantasy because they're doing Best Ball Mania again all summer long, and you can also win $15 million in prizes, including $2 million for first place, and no waiver wires, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. And a reminder, you can also use Underdog for Pick'em. When you sign up, though, for your new account, use the code MLB SGPN. You get a special pick and for some that offer up to $1K in bonus cash. On fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm because they just dropped a new feature called Power Trends, which is changing the way that you can bet because they're additive to patterns, which can help you use Rhythm's models to help you consistently win with a high ROI. Power Trends are updated every day. They're exclusive to Rhythm. No ties, no noise, just clean that data by picks. Download the app, check out Power Trends, start betting smarter, and also try it for free for a week with a 7-day free trial for Sports Game Podcast Rhythm. You get your 7-day free trial. Sports Game Podcast Rhythm, you get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the games for July 4th. Time to move on into the lock and dog picks. Lonte, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your lock and dog for the show?
Yeah, so for the lock, let's take San Diego. I talked about it earlier. I think Rocker's been better as of late, but if you look at his road numbers, not as good. 5+ earned runs in 3 of his last 5. I do think San Diego, offensively, they haven't been good. I think this is a good spot for their offense to kind of wake up at home. Vasquez is pretty steady. I think he's a better pitcher than Rocker. I'm going to take San Diego at the short number, minus like 120-ish at home for the lock. For the dog, I'm going to take Tampa. Find it even money. It's out there. Just find it. I mean, just price-wise, it just doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Littell's the better pitcher. Paddock's not been good. 19 earned in his last 4. A lot of contact allowed. He is better at home. But again, the way Tampa Bay's offense is going, I don't really trust them to get it done. I mean, I don't really trust Paddock against Tampa's offense. They got familiarity with each other. So I think Tampa is a good side here. So I'm going to take Tampa at even money, anything above even money. So that's the dog.
I thought about going for potentially the Rays as well as my dog, but I'm going to have to pivot to something else. So for the lock, I might actually just go for it. Give me the White Sox first 5 money line with Hauser pitching. Okay. I think Hauser's in a good spot, ground ball pitcher. Think he can somewhat neutralize the effects of Courts to some degree. Santella, though, stinks. White Sox are minus 120 for the full game. You probably could find a good price on the first 5. I'll take that. I think there's a couple ways to get there. Either you see Hauser pitch well or Santella gets shelled. A couple ways to cash, though. Give me the White Sox first 5 money line as my lock. For my dog, thought about Tampa. Now I'm not going to do Tampa. So I got to figure out what I want to go with instead. I'm going to go with a run line play. I'm going to fade one of the hottest teams in the league, but I do think the Brewers are in a good spot here. Give me the Brewers minus 1.5 at plus 140. Great price. Priester's been surprisingly okay so far this season. Alcantara's been a mess for the most part. Milwaukee's been hitting well. We know Miami has been playing better lately, but I like getting a good price with the better team on the road with 9 guaranteed at bats. Give me Milwaukee minus 1.5 at plus 140 as my dog for the show. Now, Lonte, time for the home run picks. What do you like for your home run choice for the Friday card?
Yeah, so I'm going to go with that with the Cubs game because I think that there's an opportunity for a lot of runs to be scored. Let's go with I was going to go with Nico, but that's a little bit. Yeah, let's go with Nico Horner to hit a home run tomorrow. He was hitless in his last 2 starts, so he's 0 of 6. But before that, he had a hit in 2, 4, 6, and 8 straight. He's got a home run in 3 of his last.
Didn't he have like 0 before this recent run that he's on?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but he's been on fire as of lately, and I do think with the contact that Mikolas allows, I think he'll be able to. I think we'll see a lot of home runs. You talked about the wind as well, so I think that's in our favor. So let's go Nico Horner to hit him.
Yeah. So for mine, I'm just quickly checking Verlander's home run numbers. He still does not give up a ton of home runs. Gives up some. But I don't know if that's enough for me to actually consider taking. Thought about going with Rooker just because of, the fact that it's going to be in a hitter-friendly ballpark, etc. But let me just see how the Giants have done against Sears in the past. I mean, Flores has one. Ramos has one. I do like Ramos. I think Ramos is a pretty good player. He actually has been kind of cold lately, though, so I don't know if I want to back him in this one. Sorry, let me just quickly see if I could find anybody else I'm willing to target. Worst case is I'll actually swallow the bullet and I'll go with Rooker, but I want to see if there's anybody else. The Cardinals-Cubs game should be crazy, but the odds are going to be atrocious for home runs in that game, so I really just can't give that out. You know what? Do I think Hendricks gets shelled because he's been good lately? He's allowed a home run 3 of the last 4. That could be an option as well. So let me just quickly check Toronto, and then I'll just move on from that. All right, so nobody on Toronto has been good against him, basically. Give me Rooker for a home run here. I think Verlander's going to struggle in this environment. I do think Rooker can take him yard, and I do think it's a good spot for him. Give me Brent Rooker as my home run choice for the Friday card. It's going to wrap it up, though. Lonte, anything else you want to add?
Not much, man. I know we'll be back for tomorrow. So, but happy 4th of July to everybody who's listening now, who won't be listening tomorrow. So, yeah, hope everybody.
Yes, happy holidays to everyone. I do want to point out, by the way, I will be back tomorrow with you. So, looking forward to it. So, once again, if you are going to be checking out the podcast for July 4th, normal time, that's fine with you. I don't know if you have any plans for July 4th.
No, we should be good. We should be good.
That's fine. So we'll be back to the 5 p.m. time for the actual podcast. We'll be doing the prop show as well in the morning, so check that out. Anyway, until next time, find me on Twitter, Rage Radio. Find him on Twitter at XXLonteXX. So once again, XXLonteXX on Twitter, as you can see on the crawl down below. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bats. Bye, everyone.